I just stopped two people and it wasn't them. Okay, let me log in. I'll pick out the room skills. See if I can get them in another space.
No. Ow. Ah. Piece of shit. Hey, you good? Are you good? Are you there? You there? Okay, because I got this rolling like you told me to. Love you. Oh, your favorite place, huh? You better stop and grab me a couple of donuts. uh, so my dad is almost here now. He's about 8 minutes out, so he should be here any minute. And he has brought the special guest with him. So, if you got any questions or anything you want to talk about before my dad gets here, say something, please. If it isn't picking up on the Facebook, let me see how it looks. I'm good, Terry. How are you? Well, my dad is like 8 minutes out or something like that. He's down in Riverdale, and we're not too far from there, so he should be pulling up into the parking lot any minute now with our special guest. He told me to go live for a little bit before he got here just to get you all prepped for it. Are you prepped? Are you prepped and ready? Are you ready for the talk? Maybe. Maybe. Mm. Yeah, I'm waiting for my dad to get here. He's stuck Well, he's on his way from Riverdale, so I am okay. I'm just waiting for him. He should be here any second. We had to go pick up our special guest. And I'm not allowed to say who it is, so you'll see when he gets here. Should be here when I called him. He said he was passing Krispy Kreme, so he should be almost here right now. Or he should be in the parking lot. Thank you for asking, Sarah. Love you. Hi, Mark. Hi, James. He's here right now. He's here. He's here. What's up, Campy?
What's up? How
It's
are
already rolling.
Where am I
We're
sitting?
live.
Right here.
Okay, hold on. Here, we'll
You got to start out with a
a.
prayer, Dad.
I know. Have you? Hey, hi, people. Thanks for all tuning in tonight, man. We're gonna have a blast. We're gonna learn something. I got a special guest. I mean, a super, super special guest tonight. We are going to have fun. Okay. So here, I'm just going to do one thing. Everybody deal with me 1 minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to here. I'm going to pull up this so when he talks, you can actually hear him. Okay. And Jill, which one's my TikTok on?
Which one do you think?
This one?
Right here.
Oh, it's right here. Okay. We're going to pull that TikTok down here.
You got TikTok, Facebook. Did you take my phone down? This is Facebook. This is YouTube.
Okay. We're going to put them all right here.
If you need to,
We're
you
gonna line
can go
everything
on
up.
yours too, your platform.
Okay. We're going to line everything up.
You gotta
Just
let
give
me
us
know,
one more
though.
second, everyone. Okay.
Phone charge?
Yeah, my phone's charged.
Okay, listen to me. When you sit down, when you start,
So we ain't gonna
set it
worry
right
about
here,
the thing.
right here in front of one of these computers. And it, you know what I mean? Like I can't sit down there and see it for you. You
Okay,
have to sit
everyone.
down there.
We got. Let me see here to the official clock. We got about. It says 6:47. Okay. Yeah, and I still have hair, very little, but I still have some. I like to show you all that. Hey, but it's 6:47. We are going to do this at 7:00, so everybody's here. I am not going to start early, okay? But I do want everybody to join in here. We're going to get everything over here so we can watch this. Everybody can watch everybody, okay?
Right?
This is this Facebook?
Huh?
So I got Facebook, I got YouTube, I got TikTok, right?
Facebook, TikTok, YouTube.
Okay, so we got everybody here. We are here. Okay, everyone. And then we're going to take this one and I'm just going to do pictures here and there.
I just set it up right
Okay, we're going to make sure that nothing happens. Okay, hey, there's another one.
Try to get it set up for you so you can read some of the.
So everyone, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you a little story. Okay, while we're getting ready to go ahead and go live here, I'm going to make sure everything's plugged. So we have no excuses. You know, we usually have a hiccup. Okay, we're still a few minutes away, so everybody gather on in. We're going to have an amazing time. For those of you that are just tuning in tonight, my name is Bob Quick. Go ahead on a side note, go ahead and pull up Bob Quick's journey. I think you're going to love it. Let me tell you, I got more cameras in front of me than I've had in a long time. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras here. Damn, I'm still looking good. Oh yeah. Okay. So hey, while we get ready, go ahead, grab your favorite drink. Mine's water. Okay, grab your favorite drink, and we are going to learn something tonight. For those that don't know me, I'm Bob Quick from Bob Quick's Journey. I'm an ex-drug addict, and when I say ex, I'm ex. Ain't in recovery. I'm done. 20 years sobriety coming up October 28th. It would have to take something seriously to shake this core. And when I say seriously, it would have to be seriously because I've buried friends, everything. Okay, so remember, no excuse. Okay, you have to make the decision, number one, to want to quit drugs. Number two, you have to decide how important you really are. And to me, you're very important. Okay, to a lot of people, you're very important. To our special guest speaker tonight, you're very important. This will be his very first time. Oh, we didn't put it up there, right? And that baby went flying. Okay, this will be his first time speaking in at this big of an audience. He's very, very stoked for this. And honestly, if you don't learn from him tonight, there's something wrong. Because here's somebody that knows what's going on, that's walked both sides of the trail. And I'm going to actually let him tell you everything about himself. Okay, so in the meantime, while you all gathered in, we're going to go over here and we're going to do the off camera BS. Okay, so you're going to sit here and you're going to watch this. Okay, them things are pretty good, this water bottle. Okay, and then it looks like we're down to 9 minutes. Okay, and we'll go live. Okay. Hey, Mark Gregory, thanks for joining, man. I think you're going to love this one tonight. James, you're going to love this. I appreciate you guys all chiming in. Okay. We're going to have fun. We're going to learn. And for those that are out there that are still suffering with addiction, please join us. Okay. I'm like the old preacher. The preacher would much rather see everybody sitting in there smelling like liquor and smelling like cigarette, because he knows one thing. You made a choice. You made a choice to come listen to his sermon tonight. So here we are. We're down 9 more minutes. We're going to do this. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open this with prayer. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to say a couple more things. And by then, I mean, it should be 7 o'clock. And I can tell you who it is, but I'm going to tell you this much. If you tune out now, you're going to miss something that is going to probably change your life. Okay. Especially if you're a drug addict or you're a recovering drug addict. And believe me, I would love to have a lot more of my friends out here that are in sobriety, that are ex-drug addicts that can sit and talk. I would love that. Michael Leah, I would really like to have you on here. I'm going to tell you that right now. I would love to have you on here and talk. I've known you a long time, everything. Mark Gregory also. I'd love to have you on here because you've seen the ups and downs of both sides of it, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and open with prayer like I always do. Remember, I've been dead twice. And I went from being an ass, well, I guess I still am an ass, to somebody that truly believes, okay? Because what I saw both times changed the rest of my life. So let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come before you tonight, we ask thee for guidance. We ask that the speaker be, the words that come out of his mouth will be your words. The message that he is going to deliver tonight will reach out and radiate through many people. Thank you for being with us, our dear Heavenly Father, and I thank everyone that's with us tonight. I say these things humbly in the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Now, okay, we're down to 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes. Go grab your popcorn. Please tell Brian and Lori. Lori's watching, Brian. Okay, we ain't gonna tell who he is. You just got a first name. That's all you got. Okay, but when I introduce him, you're gonna shit. Okay? Yeah, and I do swear. But just because I swear don't mean I don't believe in my Heavenly Father. Okay, big difference there. Okay, so here we go. We got 7 minutes. Everybody get your shit. Let's do this, man. Done around the corner. Go show. You walked right by it. He's going to go to the restroom. He's going to gimp on down there. We're going to call him Gimpy for tonight. He's going to gimp on down there, and he's going to be right back. You going to gimp down there?
Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay, but while we still have this 6 minutes, I know a lot of you follow me. I did go to the hospital last week. We didn't make the year. I did have a stroke. Okay. They confirmed that today. Okay. There is a branch right here in the blood system that runs to the upper forehead. Okay. A nerve, and one down to here and one down to here. As you can see, I'm really drooping here. It did hit me pretty good. Hopefully it'll go away. We couldn't find a lot of damage today, but it is there. Okay, so yeah, I have had another stroke. Okay, we know I've had quite a few TIAs, and we've known this is probably my second to third real stroke. Okay, so that being said, I want you all to know that no matter what hits you, you can still get up and go. Okay, because I may have been down for, I think they kept me for close to a day and a half. Okay, for observation and everything. I still get up and I walk out of that hospital, and as I'm sitting here talking to you each day, throughout the day, I'm making phone calls. I'm setting up to do my last. I know I said that last time, my last bicycle ride. Hell, I'm just going to ride my damn bicycle till I can't ride it no more. Let's get real here. Okay. I mean, no bullshit aside. I love riding my bicycle, so I'm going to ride it. And hopefully I inspire you by riding my bicycle. Okay. We're down to 5 minutes. I'm going to go 4 minutes and 59 seconds. It's like a countdown. Okay. The countdown. We can do this. Okay. But hey, everybody else out there, bring them on camera. Oh, we're going to bring them on camera here in 1 minute. Okay. Hey, hi, James. Okay. We're going to bring him. Oh, yeah. Johnny Cash, buddy. Love that, Mark. Johnny Cash, man. The man in black. You know, he suffered for years with addiction. And even wrote a song about it. You know, the great Johnny Cash. Bam, the man in black. He's absolutely amazing. Mark Gregory is a friend of mine I've known forever. I would love to have him on here. Not so much of the drugs, but his medical that he's went through and still stayed positive. And, you know, Mark, I've been through a lot, but I really know what you've been through. Man, big hug, brother. Big hug. Okay, here we go. We're down to 6 minutes and well, actually, we're down to 4 minutes and something now. But here, let me start getting ready to introduce this guy. Okay, I've known this guy since my kids went to junior high. Okay, I didn't allow him around, and he's going to tell you all about that. I was an asshole. Okay, I said no. And then pretty soon, you wouldn't see him for a while. Where the hell did he go? Oh, he's in reform school. Then I'd see him again. Okay, and then I wouldn't see him again. He's in prison, Dad. Okay. And each time I saw him, he changed. You know, he went from a lanky young man to a tall man, completely covered in tattoos. Well, I shouldn't say completely. At least he saved his face for us. Okay. He saved that part. Okay. But everything else, I'm going to let him show that. Okay. Because he went to prison. He's been to prison time and time again. Finally, he decided he was done. He put the drugs down before he went back to prison on a parole violation. I want you to think about that. Before he made that choice. And that choice is for everyone. Everybody can make the choice. It's like I was listening to something today, and they were doing, God, I need your help to quit the habit. And you know what God comes back with? Then quit. And that's exactly it. You got to quit. You got to want to do this. I'm very proud of this young man. Okay. Along with I've got like 5 or 6 of them out there right now that I have helped get clean. Okay. Or had some little, you know, I shouldn't say I helped them. I had some little small part in them getting clean. And to me, that means a lot. Okay. So here we go. We're down to 2 minutes. Okay. I know a few of you have known who you are. Everybody wants me to bring them on camera. Okay. Now, I want you guys to all check out, okay, go in here to Facebook, everybody, and look up James Navarro, okay, because we're going to have, I want you guys to tell me if he should speak or not, okay? We were going to have somebody tonight. We decided to do her next week after this one, but without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to a guy named Bubba.
Tell him
Okay.
he can't be scared.
And
Dad.
no, don't think Bubba because he's been to prison. Okay, now don't think of that kind of Bubba. We're gonna look at the new Bubba here. Okay, and he's gonna introduce himself to you, and he's gonna tell you about himself. All I'm gonna tell you is his name's Bubba, but his real name's Brian. Okay, without further ado, come on, people, tune in, get your ass in here. Let's go. I'm taking my thing because I'm gonna sit right on the other side, and I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy this talk. Okay, so come on, people, let's do this. Take the chair, Brian. Bubba, you take the chair.
What up? Thank you. All right. First, I want to thank Bob Quick's Journey for having me on here.
We're honored, honestly. We are quite honored to have you here. Go ahead and unbutton your shirt. Show these people what we're dealing with. I mean, they look at you and they see this guy here, clean cut, everything else. Okay, let's show them. Let's take
They're
the
really
shirt.
trying to put me on the spot tonight.
I am gonna put you on the spot, okay? Because you're gonna help a lot of people. And helping people, we have to do some things we ain't comfortable with. And,
You're right.
And look at this, people. We weren't bullshitting. This ain't your next door neighbor that's all tattooed up. This is somebody that's been to prison time and time again, gang affiliated, right?
Yeah.
Everything. He walked away from it all, haven't you?
I have.
Okay, now I want to hear your story. Start from the beginning.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, let's start from the beginning. My name is Brian Person. I'm originally from Fresno, California. And by the age of 12, I was already selling drugs and placed in foster care. The whole time I was in foster care, the only thing I wanted to do was be with my mom, be like my mom. So that's all I did was sell drugs and run away from foster homes and find my mom. Long story short on that, she left me with one of her friends and didn't come back for me. And that friend is now my mom. I've been with this family for 28 years. They are my family. They're everything to me. And my mom has since passed on. In that, though, I did everything like my mother. Sold drugs, went to prison. I followed her footsteps all the way to prison. And one thing I wrote to her while I was in prison was that I hope I follow your footsteps to a clean and sober life. And she passed away before she got the letter. And that was 15 years ago, 15 years ago, 12 years ago. And I'm living that now. We'll fast forward to meeting Bob. I met Bob when I was a youngster. I wasn't allowed at his house. Didn't really know what was going on there. Just knew that I was a drug addict, and he didn't want me around his kids. Didn't want me around his house. So I would still hang out with his daughter, and just wouldn't come to the house, And that's the way it was for a little while. And like you said, I'd disappear. Where'd I go? I went to jail. Where'd I go? I went to prison. And that's what it was for 17 years. I spent 17 years in prison, 10 of it straight. Anyways, about 5 years ago, I ran into Bob at his daughter's house, and he said, "Hey, Bob, I need to ask you a favor. I need your help." And he said, "I lost a really important bike to me." And instantly, I knew where the bike was. I rode the bike, had no idea who the bike belonged to, and was ultimately able to help him get the bike back. Wasn't willing to do an interview, wasn't willing to do anything like this at the time because I was still getting high. But I felt like I was doing the right thing by justifying my high by being able to help get this bike back. Anything I could do to justify my high. And so here we are 3 weeks ago. I get a call from him. He wants me to do this interview. And I'm stoked. I'm stoked about it. And so we get it set up, and here we are today. And how'd I get here today? I started doing drugs. I was fully addicted to methamphetamine by the time I was 14 years old. To put that into perspective for you, at 12 years old, I was already doing it, but I didn't know what it was, didn't know what it was called. Just knew that I could stay up with everybody else, and nobody really paid attention to what I was doing because they were all high or not home anyways. And I rode that train up until 4.5 years ago. 4.5 years ago, September 1st, I woke up and everything that I had, I got rid of. I didn't do it. I woke up September 1st. And when I went to sleep, when I finally fell asleep, I just remember saying that if I wake up from this, I'm done. It's over. If I can make it out of this, I'm done. It was no longer fun to me anymore. I was wiggling around. I was paranoid. It just wasn't what it used to be. And I woke up September 1st, got rid of everything that I had, kicked everybody out of the hotel that I was at, and essentially turned my back on the world and just started focusing on what I needed to do. Ultimately, I went back to prison, but I didn't let that stop me. I continued my sobriety in prison, which was the easiest place for me to get drugs. I continued my sobriety in there, which was a lot harder to have to deal with within the confines of where I was at, the people I had to live around, the people I lived with, the gang lifestyle, trying to get away from that at the same time. But the main thing I had to do was put the dope down. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't put the dope down. You know, people talk about how cliche it is that, you know, just let go of the dope. It's not that easy. It's the third hardest addiction to kick. Benzodiazepines is number one, and alcohol or number two, and alcohol is number one. And to put that in perspective, that's what I grew up on. That's what I knew. That's what I did. And I made that choice when my mom died while I was in prison that I'm no longer gonna do this. But that still wasn't my rock bottom. So in order to put the dope down, you got to find your rock bottom. My rock bottom was those 3 days or however long I was up tweaking and told myself, if I wake up, I'm done. It wasn't my mom dying while I was in prison. My dad dying while I was in prison. My nephew being murdered when he was 2.5 while I was in prison. My grandma dying right after I got out of prison. None of that stopped me. Am I ashamed to say it? I'm not. Because everybody's rock bottom is different. And if you take anything away from this tonight, it's that I don't want you to compare your story to my story. I don't compare my story to Bob's story, to his daughter's story, to anybody's, because your story is unique to you. To try to one up somebody's story, I think is just in my eyes, it's bullshit. And so learning to live with my story and what it is and where I've come from is it's been a struggle, but it's been a beautiful struggle, if I could say that. So I mean, if you guys got questions, I don't know.
You can see them right here a little bit.
Can I?
I'm going to show them a little bit, guys. They'll
First.
pop up here on over here. They'll pop up right here and right here. They'll pop up. You'll see them right there too. Okay. Just, you know, he's being honest. I mean, this is absolutely from the heart here. And look at him. This is somebody who could have just said, you know what, Bob, I ain't doing your damn shit tonight. I love you. I mean, I've watched him grow in this. And honestly, you know, he inspires me. When I have days that I'm having a bad day, I think of you. So you keep doing your story here. We ain't done.
All right.
You got a lot of story. I mean, you got to tell them about going to prison, what it's like. I mean,
All right.
Invite the drug addict in. Invite him in.
All right,
Because
so
you don't want somebody else to go down that path.
all right. Well, then let's talk.
Go ahead, look at that camera, man.
All right,
Just
let's
like
talk
you're
about
looking at
prison.
me.
All right. Let's talk about prison.
Let's talk about it.
The first time I went to prison, I just turned 21 years old. I went to prison for arson, tampering with evidence, burglary, and theft. And I just thought I didn't give a fuck. I mean, I was here in Utah. I'm from California originally, and I brought that California attitude with me. It's a different culture, and I brought that culture with me here, and it was really strong in my blood. And when I brought it here, the kids I was around when I was a teenager, they weren't seeing so much of that. So I felt like I was on top of the world, and I took it upon myself to drag these youngsters along with me, being a youngster myself. When I went to prison the first time, you know, I was scared to death. I still remember the very first night in my cell. I still remember looking up at the ceiling. And what's weird is I looked up at that ceiling and thought, damn, why is that ceiling so high? That was my first thought. And then I heard the doors close, and I could feel my heart beating in my chest, and I felt the tears rolling down my face. But all that had to disappear as soon as the lights come on first thing in the morning, because I don't know what's going to happen. I've never been here before, and they don't give you a pamphlet. Your mom's not there. Your dad's not there. Grandma's not there. some assholes over here that killed somebody, but you guys are going to come out together and you're just there because maybe you stole a car. They don't give a shit. But that didn't stop me. It was pretty much a slap on the wrist. I got out, went right back, went on the run from probation, from parole, went back, and they gave me 5 more months. And so this was just fuel for my fire. I felt like I was untouchable. I'd go for these little mini vacations, and it was a joke to me. The third time, it wasn't a joke anymore. Three weeks before I turned 23, my mom got a hold of me and she says, "Hey, your sister wants to have a surprise birthday party for you. You need to clean up your act." It's the only time ever in my life that I've got clean on the streets, other than now, for my little sister. And so my birthday comes along. We have the surprise party. My grandma shows up. Everybody's there. It's great. As soon as the party is over, my mom, I tell her, you gotta take me over here, drop me off. And there's really no questions to be asked. There's no arguing with me about it, because whether she takes me back there or not, I'm going. That's where I'm going. So she can either take me or I'm walking. It didn't matter. I was going back to where I was. And she did that. And about 2.5 weeks after I turned 23, I carjacked a guy in Ogden and took him up the canyon because I thought he had money and I needed money for drugs. And I had no drugs. I had no money, but he thought I had drugs. And got him out of the car, and he had no idea I had a gun. And I got him down to the river and told him I would give him some drugs down by the river. This way it would cover me, that nobody could see what was going on. And I remember taking a piss in the river, and he's on my back, and I have a button-up shirt on, and I have this gun sitting on my side. It's a .22 Ruger. And I remember running it through my head, like, are you going to do this? Are you really going to do this? And yeah, I'm really going to do it. Well, this man fought for his life and ended up suffering a gunshot wound to the arm. I ran up the hill, got in his car, led the police on a high-speed chase through several neighborhoods during the early morning hours of the commute. I was the front page of the Ogden Standard-Examiner. I was on the run from parole at the time. I was tackled by several SWAT agents while running through a neighborhood after I jumped out of the car and let it keep going. I was facing life at prison at 23, and the way my mom found out is my grandma was watching the news. Why she was watching the Utah news back home in Ohio, but she was. And she called my mom and she said, "Hey, where's Bubba? Have you seen him?" My mom said, "No, why?" She said, "Well, you better turn on the news." And there I was, all over the news, every station. So I just turned 23 and I'm facing life in prison. I'm on a first-degree aggravated robbery and a second-degree firearm by a restricted person, on top of the other 2 times I've been to prison for arson, tampering with evidence, burglary, theft. On top of the trouble that I get into while I'm in prison, the write-ups, the violence, the gang activity. And it really hits me when my mom says, "We think you should plead guilty to the 5 to life." And I'm thinking, wait, are you crazy? Like, I'm just going to take a life sentence? Like, I'm on the run from parole. I shot this guy on federal property. I'm supposed to just take a life sentence and be okay with that? And she says, "Well, it'll get you out one day." So I pretty much had to sell my soul to the devil to get the deal that I got. And luckily, it worked out. I ended up spending 10 years straight to the day, October 13th, 2004 to October 13th, 2014. Fact check it if you want to. To the day, not a single day out. The only time I left the prison was to go have work done, some work done on my jaw. It still didn't stop me. I got out of prison. I was out 58 days. Yeah, in the halfway house, selling heroin, selling meth, selling spice. I was the biggest thing popping at the halfway house. I just did 10 years. I'm a white Crip in Ogden, Utah, and I'm at the halfway house, and I'm running this shit. They can't stop me. Why? Because I came out thinking, okay, I'm going to do better than I did last time. This time I'm going to get a job. So that's what I did. The first thing I did was get a job. Why? Because I need that cover. Because I still need that fuel. Because I still got this fire burning that I want to keep burning over here. So I kept it going. I was out 58 days and got pulled over with heroin in my pocket. Went back to prison. And I had 58 days in the halfway house. I wasn't even on the streets. I was in the halfway house. I got pulled over and went back to prison. And once I got back in the prison and I was talking to people, I was scared to death, and I thought, I'll be fine, whatever. They're going to give me the year for the Class A misdemeanor, and then I'll never see it because I've already pled guilty to a fight of life. So they have me till 2108 or some shit like that. 2108, not 2008, not 2028, 2108. That's what they had me to. So this 1 year, this Class A misdemeanor didn't mean shit to me because I was never going to see the end of my sentence. That was my mindset. I was just going to keep coming back to prison until they finally terminated me or just kept me in prison. And they gave me 2 years for it. They gave me a year for the violation and a year for the new charge. Well, I still wasn't done. I did the 2 years in a cush jail, and everything was fine. Then something really started changing. I was getting high, and it was making me feel like the people I looked down upon that was getting high, if that makes any sense. People that were squirming around, that couldn't hold a conversation, all the bad stuff you think about. Like, I prided myself on not being that way, or at least I didn't think I was that way. Maybe I was. But once I finally realized it, that was my rock bottom, because I felt I still had an image to uphold. I was still a gang member. I was still, I was still doing things. And I woke up September 1st and decided that it was over. It was done. And I'm that type of person. When I get tunnel vision on something, it happens. It eventually happens. And I get the same feeling every time when I quit smoking cigarettes, which was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
I'll second that, bro.
That was harder than quitting dope, and I'm not even kidding. Nicotine was the hardest substance, anything I've ever had to stop doing in my life. It was quit nicotine. But I had this vision, and over the years, it just got smaller, and it took years, and it just got smaller and smaller and smaller, and to where one day it was just, I woke up, and that was it. So imagine from the age of 12, here I am, 42. I've been, okay, let's just do this real quick. 4.5 years sober. Okay. A year and a half off of parole. And there was one other one. I've been out so long that I can't even remember now. Like, I used to be able to rattle off the dates like it was nothing. Which is great.
Question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you were in your active addiction,
Go ahead, come up here.
when you were in your active addiction, okay, did you have any remorse? Like, when you was a kid and you was doing all this, like, what the hell is my mom thinking, or my grandmother, or the other people that love me? Did you have any remorse, or what was the fuel that was pushing it? Was it being a gang member, or the drugs, or how did that work?
Well, I didn't become a gang member. That's a great question. I didn't become a gang member until I was in my late 30s, to be honest. But I affiliated with many gangs. Did I have remorse
For your actions?
You know when I had remorse? I had remorse when I didn't have any more dope and I was crying alone in a hotel room or on the street behind a Smith's. That's when I had remorse.
What they thought and what they felt, though, like what your family, like
it
that
was.
you
I
were
don't even
fucking
think.
up and stuff, or
I don't even know if it was. I don't even know if it was really remorse, or I don't even know what to call it. But it only happened when I ran out of dope. So, the solution.
Dope blues.
I had to ask.
Blues.
You know what I mean?
It's called the dope
Because some people will sit there and wonder, like, why doesn't somebody have feelings when they're in active addiction? Of why don't they feel bad for what they're doing? Why do they continue to do it? You know what I mean?
Right, and okay. So that's a good point. let's talk about that for a second.
Why?
They just cut me off
Who did?
from asking that question on TikTok, but they didn't cut off his. I had to ask. Sorry.
No, that's a great question. Here's the thing about the whole not loving my family thing, or thinking that I hate them, or that I don't want to be around them, or that I don't care about them. It couldn't have been further from the truth.
Okay, here.
I was
Put it
just
back.
I was
Put
just
Put
so
it back on TikTok.
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
say
so
something. Hold on, Brian. Slide up.
yeah.
Let's slide up. Hey, everyone that's been watching. Apparently, we said the wrong thing and we pissed TikTok off.
Oh, we got 2 TikToks
Okay,
rolling.
we
and
got
he
we
didn't
got
get
2
kicked off, but
TikToks
he
rolling.
did.
We got one on his, and TikTok's rolled me out now and gave me a suspension because we mentioned the word addiction.
They ain't gonna let you go back live. on
Okay, they ain't gonna let me
TikTok
go back live at all.
for
So
24 hours.
for 24 hours. So piss on TikTok. We're gonna keep going with Zuckerberg and freaking YouTube. So anybody out there, we're really sorry. We didn't mean to. We're being real. I was surprised
Yeah,
I'm being
this-
TikTok to TikTok.
I mean, if this
that
ain't
hurt
the
your
most
feelings?
unscripted interview you've ever seen in your life, buckle up. It don't get much better than this. No, it couldn't be further from the truth. But I was so chained down by my addiction that's all I focused on. Of course, I love my family, and of course, I felt bad.
Live on Instagram.
I felt bad, but I didn't feel bad enough. Apparently, nothing could make me feel bad enough until I experienced what I experienced those last few days in August, leading up to my ultimate decision to quit getting high. Do I have remorse now? I don't. I regret the things that the pain that I've caused people, for sure, but I don't dwell on it, because my way to pay it back is to do stuff like this, and to lead a healthy life. People talk about setting goals and having dreams and aspirations. Well, I'm going to tell you something. When I was 12 years old and I was put in that Child Protective Services car and taken away from the only place I had, and watched my house be torn down literally in front of me by bulldozers, I was in that car and I just told myself, I'm going to help people when I get older. And at first it was to be a foster parent. However, I became a criminal. So that didn't pan out. But the thing is I never stopped. I never gave up hope. I always continued. I think different. I learn different than most, I guess. And the thing for me is that I never gave up hope, and I didn't necessarily set it as the term goal or whatever you want to call it. But I'll tell you one thing: through all of the addiction, through being shot at, through being stabbed, through having my face cut in prison, through both my parents dying, through all of the shit that I've done to people and have had done to me, through shooting somebody over $3 and some change because I needed to get high. I mean, through it all, I have a house. I've been in my first house for over a year. The car that I wanted when I was a teenager, I totaled due to an epileptic episode. The girl of my dreams is standing right here off the camera right now. I have all my family surrounding me. I have things that I wanted that at the time I didn't think were ascertainable. I didn't think they were achievable, but I still had those things in my mind, and I still wanted to help people, and I still had these goals. And I'll tell you what, my mom said it best. She said, son, Bubba, you wasted the first half of your life. Are you going to waste the second half, or are you going to do something with it? And the silver lining in all the time that I've done, missing the whole tech age, the silver lining in it is that the world is brand new to me. I'm 42 years old and I love my job. I'm not burnt out on it. Things that excite teenagers excite me on a daily basis. And it was uncomfortable at first to be able to say that, but I embrace it because it's true bliss. I'm grateful for for everything that I have. And it's because I never gave up. But it didn't really start happening until I put the dope down. I could think about it all I wanted. I could fantasize about it all I wanted. I could talk to my family about it all I wanted. I could tell you were blue in the face, how I could do it, when I was going to do it, what way I was going to do it upside down, but I would still have the dope in my hand, so I didn't do it and I wasn't doing it. But when I woke up that day, 4.5 years ago, I let it go. And if you're in active addiction right now, and I'll speak from meth and from my personal experience and use, you may think it's fun now, but even when you put it down, it still has lasting effects. And for those that are in recovery, to every one of you, I salute you that are here. To every one of you listening tonight, I hope that you can take something away from this message. But I'm now epileptic, and I don't just have little seizures. I have severe seizures to where I've totaled my car. I bit a hole in my tongue. I lost a job over it, and it's due to the meth use. It's contributed to the meth use, and I just found that out a few months ago. Just started having seizures in December of 2021. Just think about that. I never thought, I knew it, and not to mention this stuff it does to your spine, which that's a whole nother topic. But this is something new in just the last couple of years that I've had to learn to live with. I couldn't work, I couldn't drive. I've never let anybody tell me what to do. And I got meth to thank for it. Now I'm living healthy. I haven't had a seizure in 6 months, 7 months. But it's just something to think about.
But you're on meds now all the time.
I'm on, yeah, and now I'm on.
Now
I have to be on medication for the rest of my life in order to do the job that I love, in order to be able to drive a car. Now I have to be on this medication, and it's because I chose to do meth. That's the bottom line. There's a couple other little things in there that are contributing to it as well. But the bottom line is the meth use is the biggest factor. But that aside, on the flip side of it, now, like I said, I have a family, I have a home, I have a great job, a job that I've always wanted. That's another thing. Like these things, the things that I've always wanted in my life are like literally happening to pinpointing my career that I just started in December. I'm 42 years old. I'm just starting my career. But you know what? I'm starting my career. I didn't give up. The job that I wanted years and years, I have it. Literally, I have that job. Not a variant of that job, not a different part of that kind of job. No, that exact specific job. The car that I wanted. That specific car that I wanted for 20 years, I got the exact car I wanted. My very first car ever. These things can happen in your life. You can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but as long as you got whatever it is, whatever that is in your hand, it's not going to go away because you're just going to keep carrying it with you. You have to let it go. There's definitely people out there that love you, that care about you more than you'll ever realize.
Hey, let me ask you something. Since you just said that, okay, hopefully everybody can hear me on the other side. Okay. I used to talk in Judge DeCarrier's courtroom a lot, okay, for drug addiction.
Right.
Okay. I always say so. The number one way you can get off of drugs is to throw that phone away, because everybody in there is your drug connection.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And another thing I used to tell everybody when I was in the courtroom, Where's your dealer? Where's your drug buddy sitting beside you? It's your mom, your dad, or your wife.
Right.
Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong?
Absolutely.
They don't care about you. They care about getting high.
Absolutely. That's a great point. When I got out of prison 4 years ago this month, within those first few months, the hardest thing I had to do was delete Facebook
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
and
you
every
have to.
connection that I had.
Mm-hmm. No,
And
no. Let me ask you something. Are you on Facebook now?
I'm on Facebook now.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you something. Would you like to share your info, not for people to contact for drugs, but so they can contact you
Absolutely.
if they're having a bad day?
Yeah, absolutely.
You could, because I may not be the pillar that they want to talk to. Jill may not be the pillar, but you may be the pillar that they would like to talk to.
Yeah. That's
And
why. That's
I'd like to
I'm
do
here.
that with
That's-
everybody that I
this is-
bring on. You know, our little drug talks every Wednesday night at 7. I would love for you guys to carry that candle.
Yeah.
You know, because especially you. Honestly, I've watched you. I watched you disappear. I do remember reading that. It was no wonder your grandma. I mean, you were all over national news. I mean, and look where you are now.
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't know how many people I've talked to from prison, Brian. You know that. You know, I talk to everyone.
Right.
Okay. That tells me, what do I got to live for? Okay. And they're in the same boat you are. They're in their 40s.
Right.
And this is what a 40-year-old's telling me. What do I got to live for?
Well, some of your best days are still ahead of you.
That's right. It's
And that's the truth. That's
even if it's 10 years, it's 10 years of sobriety.
absolutely
That's the one thing when I died that day. Okay. And you know my addiction.
right.
Okay. I've talked with you about my addiction. I love the meth.
Right.
I mean, as I'm going down Riverdale Road and the paramedic puts his hand on my chest and says, Bob, what do you want me to tell the Julie and the kids? I mean, to me, that was the most scariest day of my life. And then waking up 10 days later.
Right.
Holy shit. I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But man, I'm going to reiterate this many times. You know, I've told you that I'm very proud of you.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for getting my bicycle back.
You're
My
welcome.
Mabel. She still hangs on the wall. She'll
Yes.
never leave that wall.
Absolutely. You know, since you said that, I'm gonna take this a step further.
Go for it. I mean, this is you.
This.
I mean,
this
if you
is-
see people up there comment, I mean, hope you people that want to ask questions. I'm on the other side right now. TikTok has shut us down. Okay. We're going to get some streaming video in the next couple of weeks. So I'll be able to answer the questions. But if you have any questions for him, he's going to give you his own personal info so you can actually reach out to him and talk to him.
Yeah, you can find me on Brian.
We're
Person.
gonna actually put a picture up
Okay.
there so they can see it and
Yeah.
everything, so people can actually get in touch with you. Okay. Now, people remember he isn't working. Okay, so because he broke his heel. Okay, yeah, he broke his heel. Everybody's gonna laugh. So if anybody has a job where he can set, and whether he's putting packages together, he don't care. He just wants some a little bit of income until he can get back to his dream job.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
You
For
know,
that.
and I'm
Yeah.
really proud of you too, by the way, dude, because I know how hard it is. You didn't have to die to decide to quit. I know you quit before you went into prison because I remember. Okay, I remember you trying to get my bicycle back. Okay, me sitting in front of that guy's house and I had ordered pizza. And the freaking Roy City cops came and wanted to know what the hell I was doing. I said, I'm just eating pizza. I got that bike back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But finish your story. I mean, and then we're going to share people all of Brian's info, as I call him Bubba. Okay, we're going to share all his info so you guys can reach. And I do want you to reach out to him. I want you to be his friend. Okay, because now, even if you're a drug addict, I still want you to be his friend. Because let me tell you one thing: when you're having that bad day and you don't think you can go on, okay, and you're going to try to do something stupid, reach out.
Please
That's
do.
why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm here. Jill's here. Okay, Brian's here. Okay, James Navarro's here. Okay, you don't know how many people is in Nicole. You don't know how many people is in this pipeline to help you. But go ahead, finish. I'm sorry. I do. You know me.
You're good. You're good.
Ever since that heart attack,
Yeah.
he freaking.
I have to say something, okay?
Yeah.
You all can be friends with him, okay? But I'm like his sister, okay? And I swear, if you
But here,
were
we're
an
gonna
active
show-
drug
we're gonna
addict
show
and
the
you try to
reason
get a hold of him for anything else,
that
you're
he's
dead.
straight.
Right.
And
So
Nicole
come on
says
over here,
too.
Nicole. Get in the picture. This is the reason he's straight. Okay.
Yes.
This is the reason he's straight. Okay. Believe me. I mean, when you take somebody hardened like him and you can bring him around, there is no excuse. Okay, there's no excuse at all. Okay, so do you want to tell anybody anything else tonight?
Yeah. So one thing else I'd like to say is that
Right here, you gonna be right here.
um
I'm like
I've
the
Tell
from the heart, bro.
one of my dreams in life was to be a motivational speaker. If you are familiar with Blood on the Razor Wire TV, I did an interview on there about 2.5 years ago. My first interview wasn't live. This is my first live interview, and this is the first step in reaching another one of those what I thought were unascertainable goals at one time, dreams, and that's to be a motivational speaker. So this is that first step. I've had opportunities in the past, and I've always been a chicken shit, and I've always opted out of it. But it's that time. This is that time for me. Like I said, when I get that tunnel vision on something, it starts to come into focus. Well, it's here. It's in focus. One thing also that I'll challenge all of you to do if you're feeling down, you're feeling lonely, you don't know how to boost your spirits. I'm going to challenge you to one thing. This is just something that worked for me. This is something that I came up with. This is a concept that I came up with on my own. This is just from years of addiction, years of being in treatment centers, in prison, all of it. This is just compiled by me. And what that is I live by a motto, and my motto is open up. And it stands for overpower emptiness upon practice. And what that means is I overpower my emptiness. And how do I do that? I have to practice somehow. I got to overpower that. And the emptiness is what I feel inside. The emptiness is what you feel inside. I overpower the emptiness with practice. What do I do to practice? I invite positive things into my life. I do something positive for myself. I do something positive for somebody else. I make it to work on time. I get extra done at work. I stay a little longer at work. I say hi to somebody I normally wouldn't say hi to. And this has transformed me. And there's definitely more to come with that. And it's to the point where I'm ready for that next step. I'm here tonight to invite all of you to be my friend. It is my first interview. I am nervous, obviously, but I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for everybody that's watching. And I look for much more times like this. 42 years old, and I'm starting my career. It's never too late. It's never too late. You just got to want it. And you got to put the bag down. You just got to, or whatever it is that your vice that's holding you back from whatever it is in life, whether it's a drug, a person, a place, a thing, a car, a hobby, whatever it is that's holding you back from taking that next step in life, you got to let it go, man, because some things are not meant to be in your life forever. They're there as stepping stones to progress. And that's natural. That's evolution. That's how we evolve. That's how I got here to sit here in this library tonight, because I had to let shit go and I had to keep pushing. I can't just keep bringing all of it with me. And all of it fit in that little tiny dope sack, but it felt like I was the whole world on my shoulders, but it was this little tiny dope sack that I had. Yeah, I'm at the library, Amber. And I put it down, and here I am, 42 years old, happy to be in my first house. Been there over a year. Happy to be with the woman of my dreams. Happy to be getting married. Happy to have my health.
Congratulations there, by the way.
Thank you.
I better get a damn invite.
Absolutely,
here,
you'll be in the lineup for sure.
okay, I'll get
Absolutely.
the invite, man.
I'm not supposed to be loud in the library. That's my little sister, Amber.
Hey, we ain't live. We're actually in the cafeteria.
Oh, we're in the cafeteria.
Okay, so yeah, I do this every Wednesday night, Amber, at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is our 8th talk, I believe.
Nice. She's the surprise birthday party. She's the reason I had the surprise birthday party. Her name's tattooed on my side. She's my rock for sure. Definitely my best friend. For sure. But yeah, it's never too late, and it's possible. You can do it. I mean, you really can.
There's
And-
what, 4 of us sitting here or 3?
4.
She was too. Ex-addict. Is there 3 of us or 4?
Oh, 4.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
4.
she alcohol.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
alcoholic. Yeah.
Okay.
She has a story of her own. She was on the
We'll have to do her
24/7.
next.
Yeah, she was on the 24/7 program for a year.
We'll have to bring
Anyways,
her
that's a
back
story
too.
of her own if she wants to.
I would. I mean, come on. We all learn from each other. You know
Right.
that. Okay, stay in the middle.
Oh, staying there.
Stay in the middle.
All right.
Okay, are you about done?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Go ahead. Now, what I want you to, huh?
Been on for 40 minutes. He's about
Okay.
done, yeah.
So what I want you to do is pull up his Facebook thing on yours, and then we're gonna actually, everyone, we're gonna show you his Facebook stuff. Then you can put it up, and as you know, everything on my Facebook and everything is going to be up tomorrow. Sorry to everybody on TikTok.
Her screen's cracked. You got another screen you can use?
Yeah, just take that one.
This is my phone, Dad. Don't
Oh,
tell
that's
me
your
what I
phone?
can take.
Oh.
Hey, but
Okay. What am I doing now?
you're going to pull up his profile. Okay, everyone, here I am. Okay, you stay in the picture, I'm right here. Okay, but hey, I want you guys to remember that. Okay, you see this guy? He looks a little dangerous.
Who am I giving it to?
Definitely is a little, probably a lot
Who
dangerous.
am I giving it to?
Okay, but let me tell you, for
everybody-
somebody like him with that many years in prison to change and sit here tonight with you guys and share his story, okay, that took a lot. Okay, he may be a big badass gang member, but to stand in front of a camera is a whole different ballgame. Okay, a whole different ballgame, and to put your life out there for everybody else to see, it's a big ballgame. And I'm going to tell you right now, people, I sit behind that camera tonight. Okay, I sit behind all this stuff, and I had tears in my eyes listening to him. Okay, because I remember him as a young man, and I was an asshole. Okay, because I knew he was on drugs, and I didn't want him around my kids. Well, you know what? It didn't do no damn good. They still got on drugs. Okay, but you know what? Later in life, I'm glad he kept coming around. He would come around every, you wouldn't see him, like I said, and he would come around. Then he disappeared for a long time, and the kids told me he's in prison. He did that, and I did see it on the news, like I said, and here he is. Okay, I remember before he went back, he got my bicycle back. He said, "Bob, I'm going to get clean." He did get clean, and Mabel's hanging on a wall. Okay, so here's what we're looking for, people. Okay, you're going to look at this right here. So everybody look. Okay. Okay. Everybody make sure you got that. Do a little shot. Okay, do whatever you need. Okay, there it is. Okay, now I expect you to go in there and become his friend. Okay? And when you have a problem, I want you guys to reach out to him. Okay? When it's something that you can't figure out, or you're having one of them days. And let me tell you, you do have them days. I know that from being an ex-addict. You do have them days. But we are here to help you. Okay, and believe me, this isn't me. It isn't Jill. It isn't Brian. It isn't his future wife. Okay, it's a team. Okay, it's people that are on here watching us tonight. Yeah, we're to the library. I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's my little sister.
Hang on, we're telling more follows to follow your video. Hey, we appreciate it, but we do have to start wrapping it up here tonight. But what I'm going to do is we're going to have another guest next week. We're going to keep doing this. Okay, I think the last I was looking at the TikTok, I believe we had 3,900 people viewing us. Okay, on TikTok. Okay, and I've got like 15,000 some people, 500,000 freaking likes. But it looks like on YouTube, we got something like 20, 30. It looks like on Facebook's here, we're looking at something close to 100. No, that's 1,000. Okay. So between everything, we're looking at like 5,000 people. So think about that. Each time we keep coming up, we keep coming up, we keep coming up. Okay. So remember, you can change.
They just took a picture of you because you moved your head.
They took a picture. Some took a picture of me. But remember, you can overcome. You can do anything. Okay, if you believe in yourself. Okay, and put down the drugs, like he said.
Yeah.
You can do anything. Look at this, 42 years old, and man, he's happy as freaking a pig in mud with a freaking job.
I am.
Okay, he is happy, man. Okay,
Hit
he's
me up.
living life.
Hit me up. If you guys are struggling, you need somebody to talk to.
That's right.
I've been a lot of places. I've seen and done a lot of things that I'm not proud of. But I don't want
Looking-
my
I'm
story
standing
to
here
be.
looking down at him, and his whole back is covered too.
Oh yeah,
just so
I'm
you know.
covered from head to
He's
toe.
covered. The only thing we didn't do today. Thank God.
No, my head's down too, except my face.
Oh, you didn't
But
get his-
I definitely want to help. And by you guys following me, asking me questions, it helps me. Gives me a constant reminder of myself too, to remember to be grateful, and to ultimately reach that next step in my life, and that is to be the motivational speaker I know I was born to be. So, put the drugs down, put that bag down, overpower emptiness upon practice, open up. I challenge you. One thing, I challenge everybody watching right now. If you're struggling, you're having a bad day, just grab a pair of shoes and clean them up. Put them on. That's it. Nothing serious. That's what I started with my open up. I'm going to give you that secret. That's what I started with. I did something super simple. I cleaned my shoes and it started making me feel good because my shoes were cleaner, which made me change the outfit I was going to wear. And it spiraled to where I'm at today. So I challenge you all, just clean up a pair of shoes and see if it makes you feel better.
So I cleaned up your life, huh?
Clean up your life.
Okay, we're out of here.
Thank you.
One more second. Okay, leave it there.
Money and numbers. I got you, Dad.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to come in for 2 minutes, everyone. I hopefully you really enjoyed this because I did. Okay, and the reason I'm sitting down is so you can hear me. You don't have to scream. We are at a public library. Okay, but let me tell you, to listen to Bubba, okay, talk. I was sitting behind it, actually brought tears to my eyes. Okay, we had everybody in this library looking. Okay, that's good. Okay, remember, what one can do, so can another. And I ain't copying that. That is actually Big Dave Edgel, my coach, my mentor. That's his saying. And it's true. What one can do, so can another. So there's no excuses. Love y'all. We'll see you next week. Remember to, oh yeah, we gotta say closing prayer. Okay, so I think I'm gonna nominate somebody. Joe, get your ass in here. Say prayer.
Oh, dude, I already did last time. I'm not good at prayer.
Okay, I'll do prayer. Okay. As we bow our heads tonight, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all thou hast done for each and every one of us. And we pray that you have let everyone learn a little bit tonight. And as we go about our weekly chores, our weekly life until next week, we ask thee to protect us and our families. And those that are struggling with active addiction, to put your hand over them and show them what you showed me when I asked why you weren't there. And you said, my son, I've been carrying you, and there was only one set of footprints in the sand. Remember that, people. He is there to carry you. And I say these things also humble in the name of my Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, I do get teary-eyed when I pray. So, Stroke, don't look at me anymore. I'm done.
You
Okay,
good?
love y'all. Everyone have a good day. Bob out of here. Bye-bye.
Well, that should be cool.
I think that was, we had a lot of people.
You know that